we're entering our fourth decade. We've got 3 good decades of great success behind us. If our members were to look in detail at what LAPFF has achieved through those 3 decades, they would be immensely proud. Having the ability to have a seat at the table and influence to bring about better outcomes for the long term. This is not about making money today, this is about investing for the future.
What's sustained through over 30 years is that people truly care about what they're doing.
If you add us all up together, we're an awful lot of votes. And even if a vote against doesn't pass, it sends a very strong message.
Most of our money is into the 250 top companies in the world. That's where we put our money. And that's how we invest. So it's really important that you get that investment clout that we have and use it for good. And that's what they do.
LAPFF's done a huge amount of work on the human rights field, so because that's increasingly being seen as a big issue, and it's also increasingly seen as a big investment risk.
We have this overwhelming belief that companies that are run properly, like I said before, who don't kill their workforce with poor health and safety, don't employ child labour in supply chains, don't destroy the environment, don't bribe public officials, will in the long run produce significantly better financial returns for our pension funds.
That community engagement is very different, and it's really quite impressive that it's not just talking to the board of a company, it's actually going down into the towns in which these companies are working and actually speaking to the people that are affected by the businesses that are running or the operations that are happening.
What's been really good about being part of LAPFF is it's like being part of a really big family. Lots of people involved in it, it's very passionate, it's very committed, and actually not everybody agrees with everything that's said. So that creates a really healthy debate and discussion.
I think LAPFF just has that unique point of it's solely for local authority pension funds. It's run by us, for us. It's talking about our specific issues and where we truly want engagement.
At the end of the day, I think a lot of people don't like to see bad things going on, and they're quite happy to do something if it can help improve it.
What they do is help support you in the decisions that you make and how you go about approaching the various different challenges.
We're really conscious of climate change. We're trying to do a lot of changes, trying to make a difference.
If I sell all the fossil fuels and all the coal holdings that I have tomorrow, the problem is not going to go away. And so what we do at LAPFF is we are engaging with companies to have a transition plan that meets the objectives.
I think it's actually quite easy to disinvest. I think it's quite easy to say, oh, that company's not as good as we would like, so let's not be involved in it. But actually, when you look at most of these companies, they haven't set out to do things wrong. They've just got carried away with what they're doing, and they've forgotten some of the issues that they probably should focus on.
So if we're going to make these changes and stop investing in fossil fuels, making these dirty products, we need to make sure that we offer alternatives for employment, for the prosperity of the communities. And therefore, we need to consider how we upskill the workforce.
It's not as simple as divestment. There's so much more to it. It's thinking about the social responsibility of making those decisions and allowing those companies to transition. I think that's really important.
If you simply walk away and sell out, the shares don't vanish, somebody else buys them. That somebody else may have no interest whatsoever in ESG and social responsibility. If we can get things improved, that's to the benefit of everybody.
So I say divestment has to be the last resort.
So it's an exciting time.
We're campaigning for something. We think something's doing wrong. LAP can help us get there, make our views known, and the power we've got now with our pension funds, it does matter.
Spending money on health and safety actually benefits everybody in the long run.
We must try and make those poorer performing companies be good performing companies.
Lots of the work that's done is done by all the members. The members own it, they're involved in it, they can play a really big part. Even if you're new, you can get to go on the executive and decide the policies.
The really big benefit for the pension funds, like the ones I represent, and if we want to make any changes to anything, I've always found that going through them is one of the best ways that we can do that, and long way we keep going.
It's only when you do look back over 30 years you just think, wow, what a force for good.